Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we're going to take a look at our friend Firestorm. Basically, this is a video that was requested a long time ago, so let's get to it. Basically, we're going to start with the classic Firestorm, or the first version of Firestorm, which was Ronnie Raymond, mixed with Martin Stein. So at the base, it's a college student who somehow gets fused with one of his teachers, and when they get together, they become Firestorm. Once they merge together, I first discovered the character in the pages of Legends. Although I probably saw him before in maybe Crisis on Infinite Earth, but somehow the character never registered. So it's only when I read the miniseries Legends that I really got familiar with the character. Ironically enough, I never read the Firestorm comic, but I knew Firestorm from whatever guest appearance he would make in various comics, and of course, as I just mentioned, from his appearance in the Legends miniseries. There is a truckload of variations of Firestorm, but basically I'm going to stick to some of the main variations in the costume, as opposed to trying to do all the different variations. Basically, between the four versions that I'm going to show you, you should be able to get more or less the main versions of the character. But of course, there is a whole truckload of variations. There's some variations with the short, without the shorts, where the color scheme is a tiny bit different, or the patterns are a tiny bit different. So again, I'm not going to do all the different variations. I'm just going to show you some of the main ones. And we're going to take a quick look at how I came up with that look. So again, this is pretty much as close as I could get to the classic Ronnie Raymond version. Ironically enough, I don't have. There is an actual Firestorm set of gear in this universe online. I just wasn't able to get that style just yet. Sadly, in order to be able to reproduce to get that style, I would have to craft it, or I would have to be really lucky and get the drops in certain missions. And I think I have only like two pieces of the Firestorm styles right now. So for the headpiece, I went with the Brave Devil, as you can see. For the face, I went with the emissive eyes. Oh yeah, and the hairstyles. Would be a good idea to show the hairstyles. The Jimmy hairstyles works well enough for that character. Of course, there is an actual Firestorm headpiece in the game with the fire hair. Sadly, as you can see, I don't have it just yet. For the accessory, I went with the Citrine Misted Aura. Works well enough with that character. There's probably one or two other auras I could have gone with, but this one worked well enough, I thought. The emblem, obviously, I went with the enhanced Firestorm emblem. You could go for the regular Firestorm emblem if you want to. So we do have a pretty nice Firestorm emblem that we can use with that character. For the hands, I stuck with the Trim Classic. The waist, the Techno waist, often works by default for a lot of characters. The same with the tall classic boots. And of course, the pants, the new Genesis pants is a must for a lot of superheroes. Sadly, as you can see, there's a bit of tint on the short parts. So sadly, the yellow on the shorts doesn't quite match with the rest of the yellow on the costume. Not sure why they did that, but oh well. So usually, if you try to reproduce a character that has like black shorts, it doesn't matter. But if you try to reproduce a character that has lighter colored shorts, like in this case, bright yellow, sadly the bright yellow on the shorts is pretty much yellow ochre because of the color by default that the shorts have. And of course, the chest piece, I went with the slimline chest piece. For a Firestorm, that works well enough. Of course, there's the version of Firestorm that we see in Legends of Tomorrow. Also, there was that version in the comics as well. Basically, there's Jackson and there's Martin Steins that are merged together. Although, I think Jackson is only from the TV show. I think in the comics, the name of the character escapes me. But basically, in the comics, it was a different character that was merged with. I think it was Martin Stein still. But basically, this is about as close to the TV show version as I was able to get at this point. Of course, as I gather more styles, it should be easier to try to reproduce the look. The main distinction for that look of the character, other than obviously the skin and the color, is for the chest piece, instead of the slimline, I went with the streak slimline. For the pants, I went with the paneled bodysuit. And for the gloves, obviously I'm not using any boots, no belts. And for the gloves, I went with the what's it called? The aeronaut gloves. So that worked well enough to sort of reproduce the look. Of course, I went with the Firestorm emblem, the enhanced version of the Firestorm emblem, and still with the Citrine Mist aura. Although I should probably have tweaked the color of the emblem a bit so that we don't have yellow on yellow, but oh well. So this is more or less as close as I was able to get from the look from the Firestorm TV show, from the Firestorm from the Legends of Tomorrow TV show. The next Firestorm we're going to look at comes straight from the pages of Blackest Night. It's basically the Black Lantern Firestorm. Although it doesn't exactly look like that, but with the styles we have, this was as close as I was able to get. And also, I wanted to use the Black Lantern chest piece with the pretty big Black Lantern emblem on the chest. So this is pretty much as close as I was able to get to the Black Lantern Firestorm character. And of course, I'm using an aura that a lot of people seems to like. So again, for the chest piece, I went with the Herald of the Black chest piece. The gloves are the Sinestro gloves. The belt is still the Techno belt. For the pants, any slimline pants would do the trick. These are, if I'm not mistaken, the reversed slimline. The boots are the tall classic boots. And the aura is the corrupted aura. I will probably make a video just about the corrupted aura. Basically, some of you guys pretty much requested that. And of course, the Brave Devil is still the headpiece. And I think I didn't forget anything. So again, the main piece for that is the Herald of the Black chest piece. Pretty much everything else you could pretty much use other pieces. So this is more or less as close to the Blackest Night version of Firestorm as I was able to get. And this is as close as I was able to get to the version of Deathstorm. Pretty much the Earth 3 version of Firestorm, or should I say the evil version, the evil Earth 3 version of Firestorm. Because Deathstorm is all kinds of evil. Basically, it was from the. I forget the actual name. Not sure why I have Final Crisis in mind, and it's not that at all. But anyway, basically, it's in the storyline where the Earth 3 Crime Syndicate of America decide to try to take over Earth 1. And the version of the Crime Syndicate of America for Firestorm was Deathstorm. Somehow I think it was supposed to be related somehow to the Blackest Night version of Firestorm. I think that the Blackest Night version of Firestorm was also Deathstorm somehow. So I'm not sure if it was just the same name or the very same character. I have to admit I missed. I read Blackest Night, but I didn't quite read the storyline with the Crime Syndicate of America, with the Earth 3 Crime Syndicate of America, the Earth 3 Deathstorm. So I'm not quite sure exactly what the backstory is supposed to be. So again, for the headpiece, it's pretty much still the Brave Devil. The chest piece is still the Slimline. The hands are the Sinestro gloves. The belt is the Techno belt. The pants, again, the reverse slimline, or pretty much any other slimline would do the trick. The head, the hair obviously is still the Jimmy hair. It's pretty much the same hairstyle I've used for all of them except for the version you see to the right. And the boots, the tall classic boots, still did the trick. And of course, the corrupted aura, I felt like it worked with this character. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention the skin. If you guys are wondering what skin I used, not just for this version of Deathstorm, but with the Blackest Night version as well. Basically, it's the undead version. And of course, the emblem is still the enhanced version of the Firestorm emblem. So that is pretty much it for our friend Firestorm. Basically, as I do have my Firestorm character that I started playing not too long ago. So as I play my Firestorm character, hopefully I will be able to upgrade him quite a bit as he goes up in combat rating. Eventually, I would like to get the complete Firestorm style for that character. Sadly, odds are, in order to be able to get that, I will probably have to craft at least some of the gear, if not all of the gear, in order to be able to have the styles. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see for that. And also, I guess the next thing I should do is get my Firestorm character, the actual Firestorm emblem. Right now, he's using the Atom emblem, which is not a big deal, but I guess I could start upgrading it slowly but surely. So that's pretty much it for our friend Firestorm. Again, I only did four of the major version of Firestorms, but again, there's just on the version you're looking at, there's like a dozen variations where he has the shorts, no shorts, or some of the colors are slightly different. The boots are slightly different. So there's very tiny there's like a dozen variations, but with very tiny variations. So instead of doing all the tiny variations, I just made what I thought was the four main versions of the character, and from there you can tweak it to get some of the variations that have just tiny variations. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.